call from bleeding into a big session. The Americans and surrounding areas, all on call, yeah. The American surrounding areas, they will get prioritized first with their questions as such, so they're not going to be neglected. And that's what we're going to be introducing there, okay? Because we've pulled out Mastery, we've stopped Mastery, and in essence, they've got a replacement of 2 calls. There's a call on Thursday and a call on Friday now. So I think, is there a call every day now? Is there? Yeah, there's a call every day. Awesome. So Monday to Friday, there's a call every day. For people which have been with us for longer than 12 months, there's 2 calls. Yeah. Is there any questions on that so far? I think, Lon, did you have anything to say? No, on Thursday, 2 calls on Thursday. Awesome. Cool. So that's what's happening with the calls. We've ran an advanced blood work score app quiz, and it's been, I deliberately engineered the questions to be challenging and quite tough. What we found is that most people which do it score less than 49%. Okay. So if you've done it and you've scored more than that, which I know, Susanna, you did well, Mandy, you did well. Alon, I've not seen yours yet. I've not seen AJ's yet. Luke, I don't think I've seen yours yet either. But give it a crack, give it a go. It's there as a pace setter. It's there to kind of show people what the next stage of blood work could be. So I'm thinking it'd be nice to kind of like guide the students to that, because it's a way to open their mind to see what's possible. Because sometimes they learn blood work and then they think like, the chapter's closed, the book's finished, so to speak. But there is more to learn. There's always more to learn. And yeah, it's interesting to see what you guys get to, So
this could be the quiz they do at the end of their 12 months to kind of continue on to the 24,
But we'd have to incorporate some of the material there. But yeah, so that's the new stuff. Let's talk about what's next, and then we go what's not and what's hot. So what's next? The business AI chatbot, we're still just going through the training of that. We do need your support there. If you can spare 5-10 minutes, a day, just asking it questions and giving it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. So we can share the link here as well with you guys, so you can grab it. Basically, the people which we want testing it is the client facing team. So back of house team, don't worry. But if you're running a call or you're doing sales calls, that's where we'd love for you to get involved with testing. So don't worry, Maria, Arthur.
So Mandy, Luke, Susanna, Lan, love you guys in particular, and obviously AJ. So even Mandy, from your point of view, if you're asking like business-based kind of questions, or Lan, if you're seeing questions in the community chat, that will also be a great kind of opportunity to kind of put it in there. And if determining whether or not it's a good one, please train it by marking that you're happy with the question or you're not happy with it.
Be really strict.
Okay.
Really strict. Like if it's a half answer, it's still a no. It's half wrong, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So, and say if you ask it a question and it's not give you the thing what you wanted to say, I was actually looking more for an answer like this. And just tell it what you're looking for. But that's going to really support the students. And we're going to get that integrated into the LMS or the future LMS platform, whatever we move to. The next thing is we have some drafts back from the guy which has been building our Institute of Health website. So we need to respond to him in terms of what we are thinking. We could possibly even share a picture. You can download the picture and share it with the team. That'd be pretty cool whilst we're speaking.
Yeah.
So we're wanting to kind of humanize the IOH website and make it just more relatable. But I'm not too sure if these are it yet. I'm not sure if they're landing and stuff like that.
Do you want to share this?
Yeah, could you share that screen? So this is what he's done so far. Personally, I thought that one what he did at X2 where it says 1 isn't actually too bad, but it's not really what we do though. We don't really do that. But I think it's still missing. I don't think this is it. Do you guys have any thoughts, ideas, inputs, or anything like that in regards to the website? Homepage, top of homepage before it gets all fancy underneath.
And can you guys see the screen? Is it too small or is it fits perfect?
I really like the current one, how you've got a focus though on the community and the teaching and stuff though. So this looks very clinical.
Which one?
The whole thing looks clinical.
Yeah.
Whereas I like when you log into the current one, you can see like it's pictures of the students being taught like the learning side of things. I think that is a bit more humanizing.
Do you think concepts?
I do like that. The design of this is really elegant and nice.
Yeah.
So I love the numbers on the right side of the, if you see the lady that's smiling, I like that she's smiling to those numbers. I like, if we showcase numbers, things like that.
Yeah. Some stuff in the chats. There we go.
Yeah, picture of students, but with that text.
The thing is, we don't have any really good pictures of students. Really, what we could use here, and also if we're thinking about the direction of which we're building this to, but yeah, what's your thoughts on each of these? What's the pros and cons, so I can pass it to Artemi, the web developer?
So if you can't read the writing, it says the world's best health leaders in functional medicine and nutrition start here. Okay.
I won't worry too much about the copy, more the layout and
the pictures. Do you want me to open up the Figma?
I almost think it's not enough text somehow. Or like, I don't know, maybe it's just because I can't see it well enough.
Yeah, this is just above the fold, so obviously you'd scroll down and there'd be a bunch more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, is there something, it's very elegant. I like it.
Give me 2 seconds.
What image, is there an image or anything, or what image could we try to get him to get,
Well, it's not so much about the image. It's like now if you go to the Institute of Health website, the first thing that you kind of see is like Institute of Health. And then it's like, I actually like the current website.
It just confuses the shit out of everybody. No one knows what we do, even by going to the website.
Really?
So from the sales calls that I have, they've gone on the website, so I kind of know what you do, but I kind of don't. Like, that's what I get.
Oh.
And plus, there's like, it's not SEO optimized. It's not none of that. Like, it's not fit for purpose, for what we want to do and where we want to go to. So it's taking forever.
But what we can always do is we can loop back to this when we go to the LMS section, because this might cross over with some ideas from the LMS. So what else is next? Lauren, you have created a whiteboard hyperlapse thing. What we're going to attempt at running at an ad. So thank you very much. Team, would really love as much support as we can in terms of helping people know about the Institute and any ads, ideas, what you may want to get involved with and run and things like this. How come Lauren's spotlighted?
I'm not sure.
You're spotlighted on our side, but maybe not for everyone else. So that's what we can discuss in a second. And then the LMS, I think we're going to be discussing a new kind of house for the LMS to situate in, something which probably adds, opportunity for different things, whether it's in different languages, and then we can do the whole Mr. Beast thing, and we just do a low ticket institute where there isn't calls, it's just a community. We have a student champion which speaks that language, which has been with us for 12 months, which is the community leader, which gets overseen by Lana and Susanna, and then we can run it at a lower ticket, and we can do it in Spanish, we can do it in French, we can do it in all these different languages all over the world. So that's something. In regards to what hasn't been working, we tried some setters with Andrew McWhirter, and unfortunately the ROI and the result really wasn't there. So we've had a conversation, and we've released them. In regards to what's hot is the 5-day bloodwork intensive, which we have coming up on the 11th of August. Okay, so we're expecting a good conversion from this, because last time we did the bloodwork intensive, we didn't have it as a certification. Now we've got it as a certification, and that's one of the biggest things what a lot of people are looking for. Additionally, for the marketing this time, we're gonna we do have a certificate of attendance, which people are going to get. It's not a certification, but it's a certificate of attendance, and it's for a live show up. So it's for individuals which show up each day, because we know the ones which show up each day and attend the call start to finish, they're the ones which are more likely to convert anyway. So it's a way that we can use that in the ads and also get a better show up rate. So that's a quick snapshot in regards to what's happened in July. Let's go into a bit of a brainstorming session, okay? So what we really want is you to think inside the box, outside the box, or make a completely different shape. I want your smart brains here to think of different ways of how we can get leads or more sales for the Institute. Okay, so what we're going to do is we really want you to give this a good old crack here. So we're going to give you 5 minutes. Okay, we might even put some music on in the background. Feel free to use ChatGPT or AI or anything like this and think about new leads, old leads, people which had sales calls but they didn't convert, people which were students and now no longer with us, maybe students what we can upsell. Okay, so that's what we're going to be thinking about. When we come back, I want everyone to share it in the chats in bullet point formation in terms of your ideas. Okay, and then we're going to get each person to possibly explain the areas if we need to break it down into further information. Like if it's something which sounds quite good and it's, you know, if there's more to it, we'll ask you to explain it. So be prepared to discuss on the other side if the ideas are awesome. Okay, so we're going to get some tunes on now. 5 minutes on the clock. Think outside the box. How can we get
my cover letter together?
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. So think about how we can get more leads, more sales inside the Institute. Okay. We'll get the timer going on here, and you need to click share computer audio. It's a bit sleepy, that.
Ludovic or something?
Fatboy Slim. Let's do that. Praise you.
Right here. Right now.
Praise you. Praise you. So for our wedding song, it was supposed to be a different song, and they played Fatboy Slim after we cut the cake, and me and Kat were like, "Oh, let's just dance for this then." So this is our wedding song, what we danced to.
We've come a long, long way together, through the hard times and the good. I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should.
And when you have ideas, you can put them in the chat.
Might be something within your own skill set. It might be something that's might be connected to something, or it might be even you know someone.
That's like, we've got another minute, team, so I'm just gonna get another song on. That one.
Imagine being able to build
Nope, skip that advert. There we go. Yeah, so T, we're just having a little brainstorm for different ways to get leads or sales for the Institute. So feel free to use AI or anything like this.
Just don't know what she meant. So basically, we've let go of Andrew McWhirter. Obviously, it wasn't working with the setters.
Don't worry, just we only got a minute. Just
Okay.
focus on the lead question.
Okay.
Yeah. And once you have your ideas, punch them into the chats. So whilst you're collecting and writing your stuff, I'll just read Naomi's. So what about challenge week, some sort of social media engagement hack to get new students to join a challenge week with a free week of study prize to get them some sort of back-end access for a limited time? As in, like, they've got to share like the biggest things, what they've learned each day for 7 days online and tag us in.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like if they're doing, or even while you're doing like the blood work thing, like the biggest things they've learnt during that the 5 days of the blood work, and then they can like use it as a way to get them on board. Like whoever's learnt, like engages for 5 days or whatever, could win the prize of, and then they're getting like a limited time access, so then they're like seeing what's there and being like, wow, I need to learn this stuff.
I wonder if that wouldn't sabotage sales either, would it, at all? And the person which does it, they come in. So that's quite a good one. Awesome. I like that.
Yeah.
And that's something which is very easy to do, and it's going to maximize exposure.
Yeah, and you already have heaps of people on that follow you. So like the more people that are posting about the intensive, right, it gets more people at the next one.
Yeah. And a free week of the Institute is not going to be too hard for us to do.
No, tech team, we can do that, right? Depends if there's like 7 of them, 10 of them. It's just a matter of just switching their file.
Just look at the winner.
It's easy. It's easy. They sign the terms, they go in, then we can just exit them.
That could make people quite rested, you know?
Easy.
That's quite a fun one. Awesome.
That's cool. I like that idea. Thanks, Naomi.
Let's turn off that music. That was from the Matrix soundtrack. Yeah. So let's look here. So the next one is LAN. So last week we went over and optimized the downsell to 12-month plus students. Cool. Yeah. There's the downsell option, right? So basically this is where they have just access to the community. Lon, do you want to break it down?
Yeah, so we've had, as of last week, we had 84 students that have left this year.
Yeah.
And we've had about 64 that have joined. So we were like, we're leaving a lot of money on the table with students, with one of their main concerns when they leave being they can't afford another 12 months. Yeah. So we thought, but a lot of them also say they would love to come back. But however many do is probably less than say that they want to. So we were like, what can we do to keep them in? And then give them that opportunity to keep growing, keep having support, and then potentially go back to the upsell. So we thought, let's keep them in for $500 a month, which is $125 a week, which is very affordable. And then they have access to the group. They have access to one live call, which is most likely going to be the health call on the Tuesday. And that's it. So nothing else. So they can join it live, but they don't have any LMS access.
Yeah, and no LMS is the key thing there. So it's literally 125 a week for the community and one live health call a week. They can't choose, we choose for them, and there's no practitioner platform access. And that's the downsell what we could do.
Yep.
Yeah.
So is that live?
Well, do we have an email for those 84 people?
For sure.
If we've got the emails for that whole list, because then what we can do is craft an email, send it out to all of them.
Yep.
Just
have to check if, like, I don't know if they've been in for 12 months. So we'll just have to go through, see how long they were in. But yeah. Yeah.
So if we can get an updated list for those. So I've already got people who were part of the 6 month and those who were part of the 12 months in the past. But if we can get a specific email list for those particular, unless it's that 12-month plus crew that have left from Maria that you sent me in Slack, because then we can actually utilize that as a component too.
With the 12-month plus crew that are older, we'd want to do the upsell first, right? Give them the opportunity to come back to the certificate. Yeah.
So what we're looking at doing is for that fast track opportunity, we're looking at instead of 6K for the reactivation, it's going to be 3K for 3 months, and then a 1 month, and then a rolling monthly of 1,000K up. So they've got the 6 months in. So it's just an easier way of coming in rather than, feeling like the big 6K is like a big expense to them. So it's going to be a lot less for them.
So the reactivation, just for clarity, the reactivation is for students which were with us maybe at the start or maybe in year 2 or year 3, when we didn't have any certs or anything like that, and they've been with us for longer than 12 months. So they've done a bunch of learning, not all the learning, but a bunch of it. And this is a way that we can reach out to them and say, hey, look, we have the Master Functional Health Practitioner certification. Normally it's 24 months. We respect that you were committed to us in the early days. You've already done 12 months. We can actually give you a fast track opportunity where it's 3,000 for 3 months. And if you can get it done in that time, awesome, fantastic. If not, it just moves on to a rolling monthly back end of $1,000 per month. So that way we can reach out to, all the people which we have had over the prior years, and we can get them in. And once they're into the institute and they realize like, hey, there's a call each day, and on Thursdays there's 2, and there's, better systems and certifications with it all, then, we're going to have a great opportunity for retention, or if not, then downsell, right? So it's a way that we could possibly bring a boatload of students back into it. So cool. What was the other points there, Lan, from you?
Just me being more active on this institute social media. So I can post it on mine and then tag, do it as in
collaborate. Yeah, that'd be good. Or any stuff, I guess, maybe with the whiteboard sessions, if you pop it into something like Opus Pro, maybe that could clip it up into short clips, and maybe that could find the good content pieces where you're doing stuff. That's an idea. And if there's any good content pieces, then we could just run that as a top of funnel ad. And that way more people can see what you do and realize that the Institute isn't just me, it's, all of us, and equally learn from different learning styles as well. Yeah. And what was the next one?
So
1 second, and then cool. So that Opus Pro one would be quite interesting to check out. And then what would be good is it's almost like an IG takeover thing. Yeah. So from any facilitators who would want to do it, on my stories, like the Q&A thing, like we discussed, Lan, at the start of this week, I think. Yeah. Cool. And then Tennille.
My idea was just, again, capitalizing on those interviews that when I interviewed some people, including Mandy, for the emails that we send out, like the inside emails, those interviews, I just cannot express how powerful they were, because they established authority, results, and then they attributed them back to the Institute. So it was really quite powerful to hear the confidence. I think anyone who watched Mandy's interview, when I was recording it, but as I was doing it, they weren't really high, I didn't warn people that video would get used. It was always about the transcript. So it wasn't filmed with the intent for the video to be used. So the current ones probably couldn't be. But even if we were just focusing on audio, like having the audio and then little reel clips of the person who's talking, we could maximize them. Like that would be a lot of content out of a really short time that would get people to want to sign up so that they could essentially get those results and speak that way and have that confidence that people like Mandy or Mark was another one I interviewed, Victoria and Charlie, and they all just spoke from such an authoritative place of really understanding what they're doing. And then they all just went like talked about how fantastic you and Kat are. And so, and I could ask those questions because it's like I'm not you, I guess. So I can be like, oh, what did you learn from Jake? You know, like what was it? What are those top things that you feel have really impacted your businesses? And everyone just sung praises to not just both of you, but to the Institute and to the knowledge and how much more, you know, doing the research so that they don't have to and being ahead of all other degrees and feeling like, you know, some of them have gone and done study beforehand and just felt like they never had the same level of knowledge and have gone and done study since. Like, I think it was Charlie, he said, like, I've researched to see what else is out there and there's nothing else out there like it. And those kind of comments just would really be so powerful on a reel. But I think what we would need, even with everybody else's ideas as well, like Lan's ideas from the whiteboard sessions and even with Mandy taking a call, AJ taking a call, like if we had someone whose literal job was to snip these reels and put them up and just like queue content, it would be like endless.
Well, the only challenge is getting that in front of new people. Yeah. So like when we share content organically, we'd have to run it as ads. We'd have to run that as ads. But what we could do is run it as a collaborated ad with that individual person. Or better yet, maybe we could run it as an ad from their page and do it that way. So,
yeah, I mean, collaborative ads could be really good. Or we could be doing the same reel with like 3 different potential hooks and running them as trial reels because then it's only put in front of new people.
Oh, yeah. I don't have access to trial reels, unfortunately, on my account. That blocked me from it, even though I've never used it.
Oh, wow. That's very unlucky.
It's so shit on social.
But even on the Institute page, like with the Institute page, can you do trial reels on the IO?
I'm not sure.
Because that would be huge because then it only puts it in front. And there's like, this is my last week has been researching like social media strategies and looking at all those influencers that are teaching social media strategies. And a lot of them say like you can put the same reel up with 5 different hooks as a trial reel. And it's the same essentially as running ads because you're seeing which ones are going to get the leads, like which ones are going to get the most attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was just an idea. Like I feel when I was chatting to those people, every time I was like, oh my gosh, if anyone was watching this, they would want to join. Like this is such powerful conversations to have.
Got it. IOH can do it.
Sick. IOH can. Yeah. Okay. That's quite good. So we can use, is the already recorded interviews usable?
There is, I didn't warn anyone they were being filmed and probably only Mandy's camera was good enough. So perhaps some of Mandy's.
Yeah. So what about the other ones though?
The other ones were really like Vic had her wild hair going. But the audio, there could be snips there could be snips of audio from the others that could be used for sure. I didn't warn Mark either, and his dogs were like a little bit barking in it. And then Charlie was sitting outside and didn't have good lighting. So, you know, it didn't take, it was 20 minutes. It was a 20-minute chat every time.
Yeah. The only thing is
Harry's up there with Charlie.
Yeah, Harry could do one with Charlie. But yeah, the interview thing could be good. For sure.
You could just use an image of the people too, though. It could just be a static image with audio over the top that has like.
I just
the
think
audio was great.
Cold audience isn't going to just look at a static image of someone they don't know.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I do think
the trial reels.
The trial reels would be quite good. Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Thank you, Susanna.
Yeah, it's mostly about the current students so that they stay in the institute.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of them, they don't feel supported. And what happened also is that we had students we didn't really speak to for like 1 year.
Yeah.
They did join the call. So, I'm thinking like having like 10, 15 minutes call with them each quarter with the students. So just to see where they are at.
Yeah.
So that they feel supported, ask them if they need any support and stuff like this.
Yeah.
Then
I think that's good.
I already mentioned that to learn. You used to do, and also Brandon did when we had the calls before. You used to put students on spot. They had to analyze bloods on the call.
Yes.
And I think that would be also great from like learning perspective. If learn, and it can be just like once a month. That one of the students they have to do the case study in front of other students.
Yeah.
Breakout rooms, I didn't write them down, but breakout rooms, I think, and we spoke about it yesterday, they create a community because students get to know each other better. And we used to do them almost every time, every call.
Yeah.
Then I don't know if we have any referral program in place now, if they recommend.
There's been a referral program for everyone. Basically, it's a 5% commission on any successful referrals that come through the institute.
Yeah, and then we already spoke about renewal bonus, so 20% off if they continue. So after 1 year, if they continue, they have 20% off. And I did have a question because I spoke to Jake Pierce, and he is keen to continue. My question is, and Connor, but I know Connor, he has done a lot of quizzes already and a lot of content, Connor Power.
Yeah.
So I told him he can go straight for like, if he renews for one more year, he can go straight to master. I'm not sure about Jake Pierce or
He's
like for those.
He's not done as much work, Jake.
No.
Nah.
But he's been with us like three years, and I haven't. Well, I don't know what level he is at because I have never really spoken with him.
So he's got a business. He's based in Tasmania, and he has a business, and I think he was taking over his dad's gym or something. So he's got a lot of clients and stuff and people in gym members. So I know he was growing his team back then for a while. So I think for him, and I think he had a kid as well. So just making the time to be able to just do the work. So maybe just looking at if there's an easier way of where he just does like, 2-3 hours a week, which is what that master functional health practitioner is. It's literally 3 hours per week. So maybe guiding him on where to start.
Yeah, I mean, like, he'd be able to get it done in a year if you crack down on it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it could motivate him, right? So we can give him an opportunity to, like, he can renew for 1 year and go straight for master health practitioner. And if he doesn't manage that, then he will just renew again for 1 year and do it in next year.
Yeah. Awesome.
And then one more thing is, and then that's what was mentioned here already, to show other facilitator more on your Instagram, so that people know that IOH is not about you, because I feel like a lot of students still expect support from you.
Yeah.
When you join.
Exactly.
And this kind of leads on to as well why we're looking at some of the notes that we've put in as well in terms of other ways to generate leads with the new website and things. It's all about everyone here, right? So all of you guys. So we want to be able to show you guys more. So this is where we're thinking, okay, and I even looked at the IH, just like even who's just been tagging and sharing, and I know everyone does it sporadically to a point, but even I've just seen like Tennille and Jace, tagging IH this morning. So how can we have IH more spoken about and seen? Because the more people speak about it on socials, the more it's going to provide that edification, which is exactly what IH needs. So then it doesn't just become about Jake. Because right now we're posting a lot and we're trying to get more, but it's because Jake's got, the followers that he has. So that's only our way of lead generation. But how can we collectively as a team start posting on social media as well more and showcase IOH? Like showcase the amount of, how it's impacted you guys, or, so how can we get the students to post a lot more for IOH? So even just showcasing their style of learning, or, sharing that, snapshotting their screen. Do we do a competition amongst the students, for the month of August? so, the most amount that, sharing the success and, even their learning experience throughout the month, do they, what do they get from that? So this is kind of one of the things we wanted to kind of bring up as well, is just enhancing that that process as well of getting as much, not only just as much team, but we lead by example, but also for the students too.
Yep. Thank you. So Alan, yours is I love how IOH your answer is here, by the way. Piggyback plus and answering with empathy and DMing new followers and stuff like that. Yeah. Nice.
Oh, you're Robo J.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. It's really good. Yeah. So well done. Unfortunately, this is the stuff we're doing, but nonetheless, you nailed it in terms of, brand points and stuff there. So well done. That's great. It's really good. Thank you. Luke, you got more social proof results. One thing what I'm thinking of here is when we do have the thing is, it's hard to get the students to share their results. That's the hard point. We asked what's been your biggest wins, and it's very often I've set up my CRM. Yeah, it's that's not a really big win. So getting them to share what their results are is the hard point. But what I was thinking, what could be good is that's where I'm sat down, we've got the camera, and I'm saying hey, look at this result, and I can pop it up on the screen, and then I can say, look, what we teach the students to help people with this condition is this. So it's results followed by application, right? It's if it's someone with leaky gut, it's we tell them to watch out for these certain symptoms because it correlates to leaky gut. If your client's got that, you should consider this. So it's using them as case studies. That would be quite good. Yeah. But the hard thing is maybe how we can get the students to share their results more, because a lot of them don't. More BTS content would be fantastic. Yeah, it would be fantastic. And more Q&As or lives or podcasts. The podcast would be very good there too. Let's go to Mandy. Behind the scenes breakdown series on how to build a 3-phrase.
Kind of like what you just said. It's kind of like what you just said, more applicate. I think about why we signed up. And it was always bridging that gap between we can know all this theory, but how do we actually apply it? Yeah. And that's where I was I had breaking down, like you just said, 3-phase protocol for someone with leaky gut. This is what we look for. This is kind of like the practitioner thing you do, but it's obviously more in depth. But then it's bringing in we wouldn't do this common thing that you think you would do because of this. So and not necessarily giving them the exact. I know we just want to give the recipe, not ingredients, not the recipe, but I think that's where they can see the different breakdowns of different case studies. Yeah. And then if there's warm leads or people that have done the quiz or people that have come to the intensive that they haven't signed up, then an invite only diagnostic roundtable where you do that essentially in live time. Another thing that Dan Henry does is he on his YouTube channel, he just roasts in a nice way these businesses. And as a way to get them into obviously his whatever his thing is, but a business or a practitioner audit on their offers or what they're doing for 10-15 minutes and recording it and then giving them all this insane value and reframing whether it's their sales technique, whatever it is they're struggling with. I mean, he does it over 10 minutes as well, and it was he's got heaps of them and they're pretty cool.
Yeah, I wonder how we could do that audit. I wonder how, because there's an element of being ethical with it too. And also most people come for us to learn the blood work and stuff. So how could we order their blood work knowledge, but without breaching compliance in terms of
privacy policy?
Yeah, personal identification.
Even, maybe not even that, maybe that could be more of the business side of things.
Yeah, but then also the challenge what we see here is that most of the students are scared just asking questions on their business, let alone wanting to get audited on their business. Most of them, So So how could we? Because the auditing thing is a great positioning tool because it shows like, hey, I know more than this person, that I can give them advice. That's subtly what it says on a subconscious level. But like, the question is, how could we do that? You know, or what could we do that on? You know, that's the question there.
Or even without the blood work, just the client, if there's like the symptoms and stuff, we take out that ethical side and then focus on this symptoms, that what they've been diagnosed with, what they've been doing, and then from there we can make some pretty good calls.
So it's like assessing their plans, their nutrition plans per se.
Yeah, nutrition. Yeah, if they're doing that, I guess. But I guess who you want to, because you've got such a diverse. You've got doctors, you've got nurses. There's like people that don't know anything about nutrition, and there's nutritionists, and there's PTs. So I think we'd have to focus on, if it's just PTs, then this is the audit we do for PTs, or the audit we do for the different people, different groups.
I've got an idea we can add in. What if you, for example, you receive a nutrition plan and you've got someone that has a condition, right? And you go, here's a nutrition plan for someone that has provided someone, if it fits your macros, for blah, 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 blah. So you're roasting the person and go, now this person has diabetes, or this person has this. You would not provide someone like this because you need to think about this. So you're actually showcasing an understanding of why you wouldn't apply and what you would apply.
So that $10,000 protocol your client had would be a good one.
What's that? I can't.
Where's it would have been from this morning, probably on the call. So what happened?
I was it the other week.
Yeah, it was the other week. Like, one of our clients paid 10 grand for a protocol off an influencer that was just like a pages document.
Oh God!
All the phases at the same time given, like just a big long list.
God.
And
Who's
she
the
started.
influencer?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't ask the name. Jace was just mortified. He was like nearly in tears while she was explaining what had happened. But lots of back and forth communication. And then she paid the 10K and then got all of it in one big document, just a long list of like foods.
ChatGPT probably then.
Yeah, and then then she never heard from the girl again. Didn't even have like times of day to take the supplements or anything.
Yeah, fuck.
But it was just thousands of dollars of supplements.
So you can even speak about these stories, or not from you, but even just stories that we see across the students, and then why. So even breaking things down. So if you've got diabetes and you'll be given if it fits your macros.
1 second.
Do you know what I mean? So roasting in a way, but
so some of these are more content ideas rather than like campaigns, but they're still good. Let's just have a quick look. We'll go through this because we've got some ideas as well, which we'll float back, and then we'll probably get you doing breakout rooms so you can curate like the top 3, right? Okay. So just quickly reading over this, it would be great to also show Mandy and then AJ on the IOH IG snippets from their calls too. Yep. Cool. Just reading over this. Do we have a curriculum roadmap system, like a learning and implementation map with week targets, milestones, drive retention, reduce overwhelm? Essentially, how would it look for 12 months? We kind of got something a bit like that, right? We've got a visual roadmap.
The 100 tasks?
No, that's for the business, but the visual mode.
If their students are getting like overwhelmed with how much and where to start, is there just like a basic thing where it's like week 1, do this, like week 2, do this, like, and even have that like come up on the LMS so they can see where they're up to, because if they're like, oh, there's so much, even though they've got all different specialties and, you know, they don't necessarily, may not, at least there's a framework there if they literally have no idea where to start, and like a map of like, this is what you should look like in 12 months type of thing. If you're committing X amount of hours or whatever, but literally just like a step-by-step, this video follows, you know, start here, go there, go there, go there.
Yeah.
I'm actually doing, and I love that you said that, because I'm actually, Lan and Susanna, you would have saw my email that got sent out this morning to you, Geeta. So I literally stated that, and I was speaking to Jake about something similar last night, even for those who are like starting out and new to their journey. So literally like, you know, do this seminar first, and then do this seminar first, and then do this, and then you've got this, and then like, so it's kind of that step. But I love what you said about, you know, from a week to week basis, so they understand what
And
they
then
need.
there's going to be some that are going to be like, I want to stay. I know if it would be, I'd be like, I need to stay on track with what it says, and like each week, and then if that just reduces them overwhelm and them in the group being like, oh my god, I don't know where to start, it's just so much, and then it's like, cool, well, you don't know where to start, that's fine. Here's the exact breakdown of what to do week to week. And then even if there's, all right, if you're getting to a point where you're growing a team, then this is where you need to go, and like almost like breaking it off into branches.
I love that, because you can also put that in LMS.
Yeah.
I love that you said that, because it's got, and hold on to that point, because Tanil, you'll understand this as well, because we're actually speaking about this regarding the new platform. It can actually provide educational pathways, and we can actually put it in to show them what they need to kind of tick off and do as the process goes. So I love that you said that.
So
that's cool.
What I'll do now is I'll read over the ideas what we have for new clients and like old clients. Okay, I'll read them over. I've consolidated some of your ideas here too. I want you to take notes as I go over this. I want you to write down, the ones which you think we should probably do now or do next month. When I say next month, I mean September. I want you to basically prioritize your top 3. Okay. So we probably don't have time for breakout rooms, but I'm going to read over this. So basically some ideas what we had for new clients, okay, because we want to create an influx. We've got a lot of expenses with My Health Prac, right, okay, and we want to create a big influx for August. So we're doing the blood work intensive, but one interesting idea is, what if we heavily incentivized referrals for the month of August for all students? So a referral has to be someone from outside our ecosystem. So they can't be inside our DMs, already. But if it's someone from outside our DMs, so even, for example, Luke, if you know someone who's not DMing us right now and you bring them to us, that's a referral, and that would count in this case, right? Okay, so you're not exempt from this benefit. But what if we had in the month of August referrals which joined for 12 months or longer? The student got $2,000. So it's a big kickback, and it would create a lot of kind of a bit of a groundswell. So that way, that could work in tandem with the 5-day blood work intensive, because if more students are reaching out to their friends and doing all these different things, then it's going to create more popularity on the page, which ultimately means the 5-day blood work intensive is going to get more people there and convert anyway. So for that to be managed effectively, the student would have to create a 3-way chat with said referral and Kat to then get booked in directly.
Because the other thing as well, I think what was on that note? I was going to say something and just I've lost it.
Okay. Another one is we should announce like somehow on the socials like the calls that we have each week. And, I think we should be more transparent on those things. Maybe if the calls, we could have a video of some such like after the call, and we could just put that up on our story, whether it's just a 30-second, 10-second thing from, hey, just finished teaching this as the facilitator in an institute, blah, 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 blah. If you want to learn this, make sure you reach out and, we can support you. Another one is there any companies what we could partner with? Like if we think about bringing in an influx of people, is there any gyms, any clinics, any companies there what we could potentially partner with to bring in a big group of people? Another way is the different languages. So with the LMS, we can get the curriculum in French, German, Spanish, and then we can do a lower ticket model without the calls, which is just the group and the LMS. And then that would be kind of like that big scale. Another idea is, do we look more into YouTube and Reddit? Because when you look into where OpenAI sources a lot of its information from, it gets it from like Reddit and Forbes and YouTube, and so does Perplexity and LinkedIn. Perplexity does as well. So do we start putting more content on Reddit, because Reddit's across all of those AI crawling LLMs? Another one is, do we get the facilitators to run an inner circle? So we do an inner circle, which is like a free event as such. So non-ticket people pay, people don't have to pay. We get the leads in, and it's for the students too, but we focus it at the leads, so we know the show rate is going to be good. and then the facilitators run it. There's like a workshop what they teach for just an hour, and then that way, like, holy shit, this is pretty cool. It's not just one person running the band; it's a whole gang of them. And then other ones, what we've got is a compilation. Maybe what if we had, as a top of funnel ad, a compilation of each facilitator saying something. Maybe it's just saying one line, and it's like Lon says something, Mandy says something, Luke could say something, AJ could say something, Tennille could say something, and we build that into a compilation, into a video where they're saying like what your favorite thing about IOH is, or whatever, like something like that, where it shows the diversity of the facilitators. What if the facilitators made content on the horror stories, what they've seen from what other people have been experiencing? So rather it just been from me, but the facilitators like, hey, and it's you guys speaking, but we post that on our platform, Then we mentioned about the downsell, the reactivation as well. So that's it. That's kind of like the overview of ideas, but would love if you can, right? What would you?
So back on that referral partners, that $2,000 per sign up is based on the 12 or the 24 month.
Yeah.
Course, the course certification.
I kind of thought when you said that, actually. So Lachlan Wilmot, who runs Athletes Authority in Sydney, last year or the year before, that was all around retention, same thing with their gym, but he did a $20,000 prize at the end of the year to the athlete. I think it was around consistency, the metrics, all that kind of stuff. And it was like, it became this epic competition in the gym because you could win 20 grand, which is like outrageous. And got everybody like they're coming to the classes, so compliance increase, attendance increase, everybody was training harder, and they had all these specific metrics they wanted to see improve whatever they did. But in terms of the students and retention, something epic like that at the end of the 12 months, if they've done certain things or bought whatever you want to do, could be pretty cool. I mean, 20 grand is ridiculous, but like anything, something like if you're going to do referrals anyway at 2K a pop, like that could be cool for retention as well.
I wonder if you could do it based on like a referral leaderboard, so there's the 2K thingy, but then whoever's brought in the most referrals. But yeah, so thank you. What team, out of the big list of things, what do you think is going to be the biggest needle mover right now? Like, what are the top 3 biggest needle movers, what we could potentially do?
It sounded to me a lot about like getting the other facilitators on there for sure, on all the channels, as like a recurring theme. So like if you tried to get them on to do collabs and like takeovers and stuff, and then they can talk about like what they've learned from the institute, and like, Mandy takes over and talks about why she got brought in, what she's learnt, what's her biggest takeout, like some of the worst things that she's seen that have happened to her clients. And then like Tennille could take over and do the same thing, and she could exactly use that example of someone paying $10,000 and getting nothing out of it type thing. Like you could just do that week after week to bring in new clients, because then I guess like you're showcasing the actual students that have become teachers then, and their real life experiences, and people saying, holy shit, people are paying $10,000 and they're not getting results. Like we should be learning this type thing.
How could we build that into a system or a structure or a way which the facilitators could get involved on that then? What's everyone's thoughts? Thanks, Naomi. Or Naomi, your thoughts? Doesn't have to be everyone's. Like, do we just do like, does the facilitator do a Q&A on their own story? Yeah. And we say, it's like, I don't know.
I think the takeover is a better idea, just purely because that's where the audience is at, already. There could be like a collaboration happen as well. But I guess that's just from my perspective, because I'm teaching copy, and I would not feel confident talking about health because Jace has been doing
But
all
you
of
don't
the
have to
health
speak about
study.
health. You don't have to speak about health. You speak about the copy.
Yeah, I could talk about copy, and I could talk about business as well, like having moved our
Please.
business online and all of that kind of thing. But yeah, I mean,
But the
I
takeover
really
could
think-
also be like a week in your life since becoming like a facilitator, and also running your business that's happened from your study at the institute as well. Like,
I want to say also, T, you've come from the Czech. You have so many Czechies probably following you as well.
Yeah, and it's a lot too. Like the biggest differences between Czech and IO were the endless support that I got. Like there's nothing like it. You know, in the Czech Institute, it was a week until I heard back from an email about something. So yeah, I mean, I although I wasn't part of Czech Academy, so I couldn't speak on part of that. But yeah, like I do think showing more of a educational based front would be huge, which is like getting the facilitators as a part of it as well, or on the website.
The challenge with the doing it just through my socials is that I'm always shadow banned. Like I get like 200 story views. I used to get.
I think we should ditch your socials and do the Institute of Health socials and really make it look like an educational institution with lots of reels from facilitator calls. With this is why I feel like we just need
whiteboard stuff.
Someone pumping out Opus Pro reels, because we could just get any of the whiteboard sessions that have been taught. We already have like 3 years worth of content just sitting there waiting for us. I don't feel like we need to reinvent the wheel and start doing new things. It's just getting somebody to sit there as a job to literally go through all of the pre-existing seminars that we have and creating just really powerful reels, and then even taking quotes from them using AI, because AI is essentially going to be able to do the most of it. You could put the transcript into ChatGPT and be like, pull out all of the amazing quotes that could draw students into wanting to join the institute and seeing how valuable it is, and then using CSV file, drop them into a Canva template and make 300 posts in like under an hour. And that would be, you know, alternated with the reels. And the reels are going to be just pulled from the whiteboard sessions. And then if we had the facilitators, like if there's a structure to this, the facilitators doing like a couple of times of taking over the stories, plus all of those reels, plus the posts that were done by just using AI to drop on a template, that page would just be absolutely popping.
You could use a lot of the reels then for ads as well.
Yeah. So I think IOH, if we can get the facilitators added into IOH then as like account admins, that'd be cool. And then
part of me wants to be like, I can create this structure and I can do this plan for you, but I'm like, where will I fit that into what I'm doing?
I know.
Like I can see it in my head how we could easily work this, but we just need a person who's literally using AI to create content. Someone who can use AI to use Opus Pro, who can use it to do transcripts into ChatGPT, drop them into Canva. We've got templates set out for them already, and it's just pumping out like, if we had scheduled, like I've done a lot of research in the last week, if we had posts scheduled for 7 a.m., 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. every single day, and it was literally just alternating between Canva post, and it's very educational based looking, you know, we're making it look like an educational institution, and just reels from the seminars, like that's literally all we would need. I think it would be huge to increase followers on the Institute of Health page, that's for sure.
There's actually a way that we could even do it as well, is we could maybe we use Opus Pro, that cuts it up into snippets. Yeah. We grab the audio, we then put that into Pictory, which gets the B-roll. And then all we have to do is just get the cap cut there. And then that means we don't just have to do it with whiteboard sessions. We can do it at any seminar.
SEMrush will cut the videos like Opus Pro and add B-roll.
SEMrush.
Is it SEMrush? There's another one that starts with S. There's one that starts with Submagic.
Submagic, yeah, okay.
Submagic will do the job of Opus Pro, but add in B-roll as well. So, but it just needs a person there because they're never perfect. Like, sometimes they are, but if we had someone literally just doing that as their job every day, like we would just have content for the rest of the year, essentially.
Yeah.
And then everything else would just be a bonus. Like anything we film from you would be a bonus. Any podcast we film would be a bonus. Students speaking and students interviews, that would just be a bonus. Like that's all bonus content on top of our standard, like 3 posts a day or whatever.
Yeah. So Arthur, I think, you know, you really sure. I think maybe you'd be quite good here with the Opus Pro and stuff, and you can pop things in. So I think that could be quite good. I think this could work quite well. So
do you want me to create the plan and map out what I'm seeing in my brain?
that would be cool. That would be cool.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So so it's either Opus Pro or Submagic. We can check it out. And then we can just grab stuff from the seminars. We put that into IOH. We get the facilitators added into IOH as like admins or whatever. Because that could be quite good, because we can actually run. I think if we were all involved in the IOH Instagram page, that'd be so good. I mean, like Luke, you going on and sharing some stuff about closing and shit like that'd be awesome, you know. And then like Tanil, you speaking about offers, Lon, you sharing your whiteboard thing, Mandy, you speaking about, you know, whatever you want to speak about, Susanna, you sharing stuff too. Like it would be like an entire army. It would be it would be really cool. And then we'd run ads to that, you know, and get way more exposure there to the platform. Okay, so that's where did we and where's Cat's Mouse as well? There we go. Cool. So Luke, yeah, Regenerous, 100%. We should reach out to Sarah. I think it's Sarah. Rebecca, shit, yeah. Rebecca. Not even close. Right. So yeah, we should reach out to Rebecca, hey. But that could be quite good.
The other thing I wanted to add about an option for companies that we can leverage off, or affiliate things that we could create, relationships. I had the meeting with IICT this afternoon and spoke to them about getting our certifications added and our modality, our own personal modality added, which would be functional blood work practitioner and functional health practitioner onto IICT. And they were really keen, and I just have to start moving through the process of sharing, like just what our courses are, like the application process. But the guy was really, really keen. And so I think once it's on there, anyone who goes onto that will see our courses on there as well. And there was like, if you do the premium option or whatever, there's like marketing and all of that kind of thing that they do too. So that could be a good connection to make, and we can see where that goes and whether it's worth exploring more options like that where people can get memberships. He also said, like, as soon as our course is registered, as soon as we're a registered training provider through them, and we have like the ability to put their marketing on everything, like they've been around for 20 something years, I think he said.
Yeah, okay, wow.
And so 21 years, he said, they're celebrating.
The Byron Bay people, yeah?
Yes, yeah. So they would bring people in essentially, I think, because they would advertise, like as a training provider, they would probably share that we're one of their main training providers, because that's the one that had random little certifications and courses on there as well. But the other thing he said was our students would immediately be able to get insurance and membership through them because we're a registered training provider through them. So it was really, really cheap insurance too. Yeah.
Okay, that's quite good. Yeah, I do think that builds more of authority for us as well.
And they would do like collaborative stuff with us too, because essentially we're a training provider through them. And if we're the premium option or whatever, which means you can have 5 different modalities through them or something like that, every time anyone goes on there and searches like holistic health or functional health, like we're going to show up as the main one. So
yeah.
And I also we can do a little bit of a moat thing where we set the criteria for what it takes to be, if we're the first ones to claim that modality, we set the criteria for what you have to do to achieve it. And so anyone who goes on and they're like, oh, I wonder who I could learn this through, they would have to learn it through us as the registered training provider for it.
No, that'd be good. Let's move forward with that for sure.
Okay, yeah, I'll fill out that paperwork this week.
Nice, brilliant, thank you. So I think the easiest needle movers, Regenerous as a lab, and Rebecca Steele. That's why I thought Sarah, her second name Steele. So for Rebecca, she's got like 250 doctors in Ireland underneath her. Yeah, so that's quite good. The other one is obviously the old student reactivation. Yep. And then we've got the referral thing could be quite good, I do believe. The referral. And then obviously just the IOH, which is kind of continuous. IOH page. Cool. Yep. Sure. I'll hit the record. So awesome. That's the breakout session on leads. So we've got a good understanding of different things, and we can piece this all into a document anyway, and understand what we're possibly going to prioritize, what we could park, what we can do next month or the month after. But it's great to get everyone's insights and thoughts on everything here. So wicked. That's that section. Kat wants to run a bit of a workshop on the LMS, but she's got a call right now. I believe some of you had some questions anyway that you wanted to go over. So Lon, you had 4 questions?
Yes, I had. Okay, so if I can share my screen, we might not do this now, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on it. So Tanil and I were talking about this when we were going over the requirements for the assessment. And with the question we got yesterday, or that Kat replied to this morning, in regards to what can the students actually do legally, and how do we kind of guide them through this? So I was wondering, and then that kind of fitted in with what Mandy said.
Yeah.
Where does each kind of category fit in? What are they allowed to do, and how do we guide them to be able to teach functional health?
Yeah, well, first of all, we can't give them legal advice. Yeah, so we can. We'd always recommend that they get legal advice and things like this, but it's different in each country as well.
Yeah,
and it's different based on what they've learned. Yeah, so it gets real messy. Like for example, if you're a doctor in Australia, you're not allowed to share any social proof or testimonials. You're not allowed to have Google reviews. If you get a Google review, you're supposed to message Google and ask them to take it down. Otherwise, Apple would get involved and they could deregister you. Yeah. And then like for people like PTs or health coaches, if they're using blood work, they can't solely make decisions from blood work alone. It has to be from from a wellness-based perspective, to have proactive conversations to guide them to where they can be supported if need be, based on ranges being outside of conventional. Then there's also the aspect of never diagnosing. Yeah, so you can never diagnose, you can never say they have a disease. Yeah, always refer back to the literature. Studies have shown this, blah, blah, blah. You give recommendations on nutritional advice. Yeah, is the safest bet unless they've done the qualification. Nurses, physios, osteos, not too sure about. We don't really have many of those. But yeah, basically we've got the blood work 10 commandments, like don't ever do this and do these instead. That's the fundamental. One sec, I can't hear that. I can't think that well. 1 second. Yeah, there we go. I couldn't think because I could hear the conversation going on. So yeah, basically I'd refer back to the 10 commandments as such, of the do's and don'ts. And then CMA enables you, because what did it say that specifically what CMA enables them to do?
Get insurance.
Yeah, but there was CMA enables you to do, what was it with blood work? It said there was something, but it'd be nice to get a, it'd be, because it's going to be different based on their insurance as well, right? What would be interesting is maybe we should reach out to these different insurance providers so we can understand what they insure for, based off them being certified with us. I think that's the safest and best way, That
would be great, because Yogita, the message you wrote back today, Kat, that was great. But she's a nurse and she can't work with clients with chronic health conditions or her family history of things. And she was wondering then, how she can even use the stuff in Institute. And she was just really, because I told her go to a lawyer, and then I think Chase told them what they do, and then Kat said something kind of encompassing everything, and she was just a bit confused.
Yeah. And she's based in India?
No, she's based in Sydney.
Oh no. Yeah, okay.
Look, the thing is, there's a difference between, like, yes, like within nurses, it depends if she's going to be utilizing this information and working in hospital, or if does she want to become a health coach. So ultimately, it depends on what she is going to be doing. I know she wanted to become a health coach. She's done her nurse background and it's all great. But if that was the case and she wants to become a health coach, she'll go within those lines of health coaching, right? But we know that where the red tape is if you read someone's bloods and you give them straight a prescribed nutrition plan without educating or giving them insights on the reasons or backing yourself up with studies and reasons why, that is so. So that is where, so it's about understanding exactly what you can't do and then within the means of what you can do, and you have to educate them.
It basically just refer back to the 10 commandments. Yeah, that's what they're like. That tells them what not to do and what to do. The 10 commandments is how to operate safely. But I think we should get the list from CMA. CMA does do something in regards to functional blood work. So yeah, I'll try and find it. What's your next question whilst I'm looking?
That was it? Yep, that was it.
The biggest thing with terms as well, just to get the biggest thing with terms is having clarity. Is there clarity and transparency in the services that you do with the client? And does the client understand that? That's the whole reason for terms. Okay, so if there is some sort of kind of vagueness or, things that people can kind of perceive in two different ways, it's not clear, right? So this is why it's important when you're with any health coaches, and why I provided like that base code. But it's really important when you're working with someone that they understand it, right? It's, terms are clear, what happens after is clear, that liability is removed from them as well. All these kind of things as well. And the informed consent is provided. So these are the key areas that we need to kind of always ensure that you're clear from, and they understand, you understand as well. And they've got notes to kind of back them as well while they go through that process with the client. So basically,
the blood work's got to be used for wellness. It must be explicitly educational and preventative, not diagnostic. They must have disclaimers. They can't use to treat, diagnose, or cure any medical condition. They can't draw the blood themselves. Let's have a look here. Yeah, they can't act outside of their scope, so they can't advise someone to stop taking medications. And you can't give prescriptive medical advice. Medical advice is an interesting term. It can be, it can just be the analysis of labs and giving them a protocol that can be misconstrued as medical advice. Hence why you always have a health intake subjective history form. But that's the premises. But that comes back to those 10 commandments as such.
And also just giving the option, when you're working with clients, so look, based on the current literature and based on what's actually currently showing, it's looking like this, and this. And this is why you'd look at incorporating better foods and all this. So you're educating them through so they can go and research it themselves, or they can go and take it to a dietitian or a doctor or that kind of stuff if they want to, if they don't feel safe with that practitioner, right? So the whole idea is ensuring that customer has substantial information that if, that it didn't work out with that practitioner, they can go with that information they have an understanding of what's currently going on with their body, so they can make an informed decision of what to do next, whether it's to follow that that practitioner's nutritional advice, or it's to go to somewhere else. So obviously depending on their program. So there's obviously these different layers, but again, it always comes back to clarity and transparency.
Cool. Okay. So basically everyone's allowed to give nutritional advice as long as they're using those 10 commandments.
Well, it depends where they're from as well. Like there's different rules, regulations. So
that makes it really tricky to give someone a set answer because we're basically, you've got to do the research for where you are and what country you're in and what you have.
Ultimately, they'd have to anyway, because the rules and regulations change almost annually in some places. So, it's like if there's, 193 to 214 different countries, depending on what you class as a country. And then there's the annual changes of all those countries. And then there's all the different professions, what people have as well. We can give a general scope, but again, it's not to be taken as the end level of legal advice. I think the countries which are the hardest is Canada and France.
Yeah.
They're the hardest countries, I believe.
Yeah, basically there you have to already be a dietitian.
Yeah, for those countries. Yeah. But for others, then giving nutritional advice is
an bonus level.
Yeah. But France and Canada, it's a fucking there's a kid. It's very challenging. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Don't worry about it, Jake. She's heard it from me before.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Just briefly, because in 9 minutes, we've got 9 minutes left,
Okay.
and then the LMS thing as well. I've also got a call with Freya Hands. Is that she's a current student? Is there a reason why I've got a Let's Connect call? Is Susanna there?
No, Susanna, shoot.
Okay, I'll just wing it. See what it is. Right, guys, I really want to use these last 9 minutes just to kind of brainstorm for as collectively. Would love to look at the future of IOH. What does that look like? Okay, so if we had in the most ideal world, and we're looking, what in a 2 years look like, or 5 years look like, where do you see IOH at? And does the current platform, the learning platform, would that be able to provide that for that substance? Okay. Yes, we've spent a lot of time, and the tech team's been amazing, with working collectively as well, trying to get the LMS kind of up and rolling. But as you know, from time to time, there's some sort of fires that are happening. And some of the things is, when we're looking at it, what that future looks like, we want to also ensure that, with that smooth process, does it provide the data that we need as well, and for students to know and see, or are the numbers a bit skewed at the moment? So is there any further clarity that would be better presented for students moving forward? And then, so I'd love us to do a bit of a brainstorm session. And I'm just going to put 1 minute on. I'd love you guys to think, where do you first see, what would you like the future of IOH to be? So we're going to answer that question first.
Get some music on. Timer.
And the time, I've
got the timer going.
I've lost the any music.
I have mine already because you asked this question a month ago in Slack.
Amazing. Let's put it in. It's building and headquarters, and have offices at major cities in the US, UK, and Australia. Ooh, nice, Alan. Okay. Interesting. That's a big expense.
Yeah, nice.
We are picturing big, and I love it. I love it. I love it. Teaching at uni in biomed, dietetics, and medicine. Awesome. Being recognized by Bupa. Nice.
That'd be interesting.
That'd be really cool. And the other big ones, yep. What about with IOH? You know, we kind of mentioned it earlier today, you know, about, you know, in different languages, you know, what's, you know, how could, because what we want to relate this as well is back to our learning platform. Does our learning platform currently manage and is able to actually currently support the future of IOH? So when we have an influx of students coming in, right, does it support it? And now I wanted to look at, you know, when, you know, for example, Lan and Susanna, when they go on the back end and they need to look at, you know, student statistics, is there enough there that provides us sufficient information? You know, Alan, are you sick and tired of putting out fires? If so, what would you like to see be implemented with a learning platform? So I want you to think of the different possibilities and opportunities with the learning platform, where you could, what would it kind of look like if in your most ideal world? Okay, what features would you like to see? Can we make it fun with a leaderboard across students? What are the things that you think you'd like to see? So the student journey is seamless, it's exciting, it's fun. So what do you mean by groups and see all students and be able to filter by different things?
Like at the moment, for example, if I want to go and see the people who are in mastery who have done the quizzes, I have to go in and go, okay, here's client A, here's client B. But if we could just go, okay, boom, mastery, here's all the students, here's the quizzes that they've completed, and I've got it listed in, you know, most to least form.
Mm-hmm.
That would save us like half an hour.
Yeah, got you. So filtering options.
In Kajabi, we had filtering options. That was probably one of the cool features there. You could see all students in a list and you could filter by different things.
Across memberships.
Yeah.
Yep. Leaderboard. Yeah. If they could integrate their task management system in there too, so they can keep everything in the one place, then they're seeing every day where they are up to and what they need to do alongside their normal tasks. That's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, cool.
Especially if we have like a checklist thing, and then they could use that for the checklist.
It comes back to like out of sight, out of mind. So unless you're not like actively logging in and, you know, setting that task for yourself. So if it's in the one place, they have to like log in every day and they're like, oh, keeps reminding them what they've got to do.
Yeah.
I like that. I think a pretty cool thing is having like a point system of every time they finish a module or finish something, and, you know, it would total, you know, something towards the end of the month or something like that as well. It kind of supports their learning.
Anything we can do to keep them more accountable, I think that seems to be the one.
Yeah.
See you, Luke.
See you,
Good
Luke.
luck.
Good luck. Got 2 minutes, guys, before I have to shoot.
Yeah, the different language thing would be absolutely sick.
Yeah.
And then to be able to switch between the pages, we could just go, okay, here's France, boom. And if there's any buyers that we need help with that leader, we can help there.
Mm-hmm.
So we want the community on the platform then, yeah?
Yeah. So the community and forum on the platform.
Forums.
So forums on the platform.
Yeah.
And that way we could have the blood work platform there as well. Or like
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
forums, different forums inside a community. Yeah.
Maria, you're being quiet, and I know you love your tech team, and I know tech team you love the LMS. But I'd love to know what you would like to have changed on the LMS. Is there anything that's annoying or driving you guys a little bit insane, or you're having to fix things over again? Would it be then we'll oversee those needs. Absolutely, for them to help in the community. Yep. I think some like cool diagrams on their dashboard and things like that as well, so they can actually visually see, you know, their experience.
At uni, we have like on our LMS dashboard, it's like 3 days until you have this deadline. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something we could also, like Naomi was saying, like Mandy was saying, to keep it in mind.
Yeah.
Could we even
do the last questions? You've got your meeting now, haven't you?
Yeah.
Team, was there any final quick questions before we have to shoot to this next meeting? No? So what we'll do is we will summarize these different lead generation methods. We'll review it and strategize it and see what we're going to be deploying in August. We'll share that in the Slack channel.
Discussion boards.
And then we're going to have a meeting now with this platform.
It's not now. I've got a Let's Connect call.
Oh, she's
at 5:30. It's at 5:30.
Okay, the things in an hour's time.
Yeah.
So yeah, cool. And then we'll update you all. Yeah. So main consensus, let's try to make as much noise as we can for the 5-day Bloodwork Intensive, and possibly think about ways that we could all get involved on the Institute of Health page, because that'd be awesome. Yeah. Cool. Awesome, team. Right.
Amazing.
What we'll do is we'll wrap up there. Thanks so much for jumping on. Really appreciate all of your time and input. And let's get August absolutely crazy. Yeah. Cool. See you, team.
See you guys.
Bye.
Guys.
Bye.
Make 100 reels with me in less than a minute. Let me show you how.
I went into ChatGPT and wrote 2 prompts, one for 50 motivational fitness quotes and another one for 50 fitness tips for healthy weight loss. I copied and pasted those onto an Excel spreadsheet. Then I selected File, Download into a CSV file. Then I was ready to head on over to Canva. I went to social media, Instagram Reel, and search designs. Once I selected one, I deleted the font, went to Apps and Bulk Create. From here, I selected Upload CSV, and I selected the file that we saved. Next, I right-clicked and selected Connect Data. I selected the quote and then Continue, Generate 99 Designs. Once that populated, we have 100 reels right here. Now all you have to do is update the font if you'd like and update the videos. You can upload your own video, or if you have a faceless account, continue on with different designs that Canva has to offer. Once you've completed everything, click File, Download as an MP4. Now you're
Make 100 reels with me in less than a minute.
Short-form content is taking over the world with billions of people watching it every single day. And 10 million views in the last 90 days. Meeting these requirements when you're just starting out can be a real headache, and you essentially have to work for free. But I've actually done some research and came across this website that makes pre-monetized accounts for both YouTube Shorts and TikTok so that you can make money right away from your first post. So, if you want to speed up the process a bit and skip the stress of meeting these crazy requirements, I'll leave a link to this website in the description. Anyway, now that we've gotten that out of the way, it's time we get into the actual video creation. The blueprint for bulk creating is divided into 3 steps. The first thing you want to do is to generate the facts, just like the ones in the video I showed you earlier. And no, we're not going to come up with these facts ourselves, because with some pretty basic prompting knowledge, we can get ChatGPT to do this for us because it would take hours to do it ourselves. To make things easy for you guys, I actually sat down before making this video and designed this prompt that'll give us everything we need. To break it down for you, we start off by asking it to generate 30 sets of facts with 10 facts in each set. Basically, one set equals one video with 10 facts in it, and since we're creating 30 sets, we'll have enough facts to create 30 videos. Now, the amount of videos you want to create is really up to you. If you change the amount of sets, you can change how many videos you're looking to create. For example, 100 sets would mean you're creating data for 100 videos. This is also important. We tell ChatGPT to only include facts that are related to our niche, which is relationships, love crushes, and all that stuff. Since going viral has all to do with how the viewer engages with your videos, we want to include one fact per video that encourages the viewer to share, like, or comment on the video. It's also crucial we give examples of a topic and a couple of facts. By doing that, ChatGPT will be able to copy the reference and give us as accurate results as possible. Now, the last key move here is to, at the end, ask ChatGPT to structure the answer in a table format. This is really important.
Temporary nilagyan nila ng freight kasi masyadong lumalalim na. Pakatan nyo may graba lang para madaanan tao. Ang Ginaldo Highway to, napaka-busy kalsada. Kaya, kung makikita nyo, nagsemento pa sila ng another lane. Semento ang pamilya. Masyadong busy po ito.
Guys, selokan desa ini bersih banget ya.
Otherwise, it won't work later on when we want to import this data into Canva. It'll all make sense in a couple of minutes. By the way, if you want the entire prompt, I'll leave a link in the description where you can claim it. I don't want any money. It's free, of course. Also, you can use this prompt template for other niches. Let's say you want to create fact videos about another niche. Just change this part of the prompt and enter some examples adjusted to your niche. Anyway, as